So, what's the real difference between a 120K developer and a 250K tech lead? Spoiler alert, it's not the coding skills. Now, while most developers obsess over the technical expertise, they stay completely invisible to leadership. But then they wonder why they're getting passed over for promotions and getting assigned to these high impact projects that could advance their careers. Now, I've spent years working across development teams and I've seen this pattern repeated. Brilliant coders getting stuck in the same position while others go ahead and zoom right past them. So, what's their secret? These developers have mastered something crucial: communicating technical concepts clearly to non-technical stakeholders. This single skill has helped them rapidly advance their careers and their influence on their team. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to share the exact communication framework senior developers use to translate technical work into business value. And honestly, this is a skill that can literally double or even triple your impact on your team starting today. For those who are new here, my name is Chris, and I'm a principal software engineer. And on this channel, I share all the productivity and career hacks that help me go from junior to principal in just under 3 years without burning out. Okay, but before we dive into this framework, I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. I want you to picture this: two developers presenting the same login system update to their team. Let's see who gets their message across better. Hey everyone, so we need to refactor our authentication service because the JWT implementation has significant technical debt. Our current singleton pattern is causing memory leaks when scaling horizontally, and the OAuth integration lacks proper error handling. Hey, I just wanted to talk about our user login system for a moment. I went ahead and checked this morning, and it's actually at risk of failing during these peak traffic periods. This could lock out our customers and end up costing us thousands in lost transactions. I went ahead and I identified a 2-week solution that would not only prevent these outages, but it would actually reduce our AW cost by maybe roughly 15% monthly. Okay, so now which person do you think communicated better to the team? And I want you to remember, these meetings aren't just filled with engineers. You've got your product managers, leadership, designers, and even QA folks that are all trying to follow along. For me, it's obvious. The second engineer conveyed their message in a way that everyone could understand, while also making the impact crystal clear. This is why knowing how to communicate these technical concepts is such a valuable skill. When you can present problems and solutions like this, especially in front of leadership, you immediately stand out from the crowd. Okay, so now that we've seen an example, let's go ahead and get into this business translation framework. And we're gonna do this with 3 key components you can start implementing today. The first one's gonna be business impact first. The second, stakeholder-specific language. And the third, visual simplification. This framework works because it bridges the gap between technical realities and the business priorities. The exact gap that keeps most developers undervalued and overlooked. Okay, the first principle is going to be business impact first. Here's where most developers go wrong. They start with this technical problem. Then maybe they mention the business impact as an afterthought, if they even remember it at all. But top developers, they do the exact opposite. Okay, let me give you a simple formula to follow. I want you to always start with either cost, revenue, risk, or time. These are going to be the 4 metrics that every executive actually cares about. For example, instead of saying, we need to upgrade our Postgres database to version 14. So we have an opportunity to improve our application response time by about 30%, which directly impacts user retention. So upgrading our database is actually the most cost-effective way to achieve this. Do you see what happened there? The business outcome leads and the technical solution follows. This simple reversal is going to dramatically increase your chances of getting approval or getting the resources you need. Looking back at our earlier example, you can see we weren't just talking about tasks or issues. We're conveying a business problem and then offering a well-vetted solution after. So let's go ahead and get into the second principle, which I call stakeholder-specific language. It's kind of a mouthful. Here's one of the biggest mistakes I've seen in developers. They use the same technical jargon with everyone. But I want you to take a second and actually think about it. different stakeholders on your team care about completely different things. Okay, so to become a truly effective communicator, you need to shape your message for each audience. Let me show you how to adjust your communication for the three main stakeholder groups. First, we're gonna go ahead and start with executives. These are the folks that just want information straight to the point, kick out all the fluff, but backed with concrete numbers. With executives, focus on business metrics, market positions, and even strategic alignment. For example, instead of just diving into the technical details, say something like this. So, I actually found out that this solution will reduce customer churn by an estimated 5%, and it will give us a competitive edge in mobile user experience. Next up, we have our product managers. Their world revolves around processes and users. With this group, go ahead and focus on feature delivery, user experience, and timeline implications. So your approach might sound something like, while honestly, this might add one sprint to our timeline, this is actually going to enable us to deliver three planned features about 30% faster afterward. And it eliminates two major pain points we've been having. And last but not least, we have our design teams. They're all about user experience. So with designers, you need to focus on the UX capabilities, the design flexibility, and any relevant technical constraints. For example, you can say something like this. Okay, so we were able to make the changes that's going to allow you to implement these kind of smooth transitions that you wanted without the performance penalties that we were worried about. Though we may have to limit the animation complexity a little bit just in this one specific area. So the key here is recognizing what matters to each stakeholder and translating your technical knowledge into terms that resonates with their perspective. Developers who can master this skill become an indispensable core of any team. Okay, but before we dive into our third and final strategy, if you're finding any of these techniques helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I share practical developer productivity tips like this every single week. The same ones that help me advance my career. Now for our last principle, this is all about simplification. When I first started in this industry, I had it all wrong. I thought the more technical jargon you used, the smarter you sounded. I was mistaken. What I learned is that top developers understand a fundamental truth. Nothing kills understanding faster than unnecessary complexity. Your real job is to make complex technical concepts immediately clear through visualization. Now, I love this quote. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. I don't know if that was Einstein or Feynman. So how do we convey complex topics simply? Let me share with you three approaches that work particularly well for me. First, I'm going to use concrete analogies. Relate any technical concepts to everyday experiences that anyone can understand. For example, so our current architecture is like having a single lane highway during rush hour. What we need is actually a dynamic system that opens more lanes when traffic increases. Next, go ahead and leverage simple designs. Many people, including myself, are visual learners. So use these basic visual representations like this one. There's no need to create these complex flowcharts that honestly could require a PhD to understand. And the last tip, translate real-world impact. Go ahead and show the actual user experience difference. This could be a quick screen recording comparing the slow versus the optimized experience. Because at the end of the day, seeing is believing. And I want you to remember one thing. Everyone learns and understands differently. But it's up to you as a developer to figure out the best way to convey these ideas to your team. And honestly, this takes time. Get to know each person on your team and how they process information. Because once you can effectively simplify these complex topics for all parties, you'll become absolutely unstoppable in your career. So here's what I want you to remember. Your technical expertise only matters if people understand its value. It took me years to realize this truth, that your hidden multiplier for your impact as a developer isn't just writing more code or better code. It's not even close. It's communicating your work's value in a way that can resonate with decision makers. And this framework isn't just about getting approvals or just getting more resources. It's about ensuring that your technical insights actually shape the direction of your product and your organization. So what I want you to do, I want you to try this approach in your next meeting. Then come back here and comment below with your results. I'd love to hear how it works out for you. And if you found any of this helpful, go ahead and check out this video right here on how to unlock insane focus. It's another game changer for your career. I'll see you over there.